A very hello to all of you. Myself, Professor Vaibhavi Uttarwar from KK Wag College of Food Technology, Nasik. So, guys, we are on the subject of legumes and oilseed technology. Before that, in my previous video, we have gone for various topics of legumes and oilseed technology. Now, the next topic is regarding milling of legumes, that is at home scale, cottage scale, and modern milling methods. So, we'll go for the process. So basically pulses are the part of legumes, a family of a plant that have the unique characteristic which host a symbiotic bacteria that fix atmospheric nitrogen in the plant roots. This not only reduces the fertilizer requirement but also improves soil structure. Pulses provide green pods for the vegetable, nutritional fodder for cattle because they are rich in proteins and also in amino acid. So the which amino acid is essential, or which essential amino acid is present in pulses, that the most important, lysine. So the dry pulses are also major food staple food for the population in India, in other, also in other countries too. So basically milling is important because we don't consume whole legumes. That's why pulses, nothing but the splitted parts of the legumes, that is major part of our diet. So they are widely practiced in Asia, Africa, in other world, means in other countries too. Okay. So basically it is practiced at different level, that is home scale, cottage scale, large scale, depending upon the production and size of milling. So pulse milling, it constituents two major parts, that is, or steps. The first one, there is a loosening of husk, and which is followed by the removal of that loosened husk in suitable milling machine. Just we have to remove the husk, and after that we have to split the grains. So that is a basic thing in the milling process is carried out. The first step is commonly referred as a pre-milling treatment, whereas the second step is referred as a milling or dehulling process. The first step of loosening of the husk is achieved either by wet and dry method. In the wet method, the grains are soaked in water for few hours, then they are drained and left in heaps. They are kept for overnight, and very commonly after that they are dried in sun. The second method, which is a dry method. In a dry method, grains are mixed with small amount of oil and water, usually after scarification, which facilitates the oil penetration between the husk and cotyledon, and which will helps to lose the husk from the inner kernel. Oil treated grains are then heaped overnight and then dried in the sun for 2 to 5 days with intermittent water spraying and mixing. In both the pre-milling treatment, that is either it is a wet method or dry method, the adherence of the husk to the cotyledon, it weakens, and after that we can easily remove that. So that is nothing but the process of milling. So loosened seed coat of the pre-treated pulses are removed in the subsequent operation of milling. So we will see throughout this presentation and with my next videos too. So what is the exact process of milling? And for that purpose the different machineries are also that we will also see in our this presentation. So basically here I have mentioned about three different levels, that is home scale, cottage scale, large scale. So the machine according to these are for home scale, they are using pestle and mortar or some hand driven discs or some stone chuckies that it is shown in picture. And for second, at the cottage scale, we can use a motorized plate mill, then disc sheller, horizontal floor mills or some hullers are were used. Whereas for industrial level or large scale, some emery coated roller machines are used for the separation of these husk or milling of these legumes. So dry milling treatment is preferred for the large scale operation, although it is a time consuming and laborious. So basically the traditional method of dehulling, splitting and grinding includes two different methods, that is dehulling without splitting and dehulling and splitting. Means in first method we have to only remove the husk and the inner kernel will be compact, that is whole seed we will receive. In its second method, that is dehulling and splitting method, in that the husk is removed as well as the grains are split in two section or two cotyledons. So what is advantages of dehulling without splitting? So the removal of the seed coat is beneficial for the following reasons. Here they are mentioned. The first one, that is reduction in anti-nutritional factors such as tannin, insoluble fibers, thereby improving the nutritional quality, protein digestibility, texture as well as palatability. So in my anti-nutritional factors video, I have explained the most of anti-nutritional factor or tannin is mostly available in the hard seed coat or husk. So if we are removing this, that means there is a reduction in anti-nutritional factor. After that, removes astringent taste caused by tannins, as tannins are present in seed coat. Then there is it allows the production of high quality flours without browning, speckling, which also increases leavening ability. So the color of the that husk, so it can change the final product. So if we are removing the husk, that's why we will get higher quality of flours. Second, dehulling and splitting. So this produces a product, that is dal, which we consume, that is nothing but the pulses. In addition to above beneficial benefits of seed coat removal, the resulting dal takes less time to cook than whole seed and does not require pre-soaking. The technique can be performed on any of the pulses with the exception of some beans. Dry peas, pigeon peas, desi chickpeas, lentils, mung beans, faba beans are most commonly split dal used in our daily diet. Variation in the ease of milling between the different pulse species is large and primarily explains the wide variation in methodologies and pretreatment used to optimize the yields. Depending on this process, that is milling process. So grains are also categorized into two methods or pulses. So the first one, that is easy to mill, and second one, that is difficult to mill. So depending upon their milling characteristics, they are categorized in these two categories. Okay. So because the seed coat of the pulses is tightly adhered to the cotyledons through the layer of gum, milling of pulses is different from that of milling of other grains such as paddy. For other, where the husk is loosely envelops the inner grain, but in case of legumes, the husk is tightly attached to the inner kernel. So generally easy to mill pulses are chickpeas, peas, lentils, which are processed in small scale mills, whereas the difficult to mill pulses such as red gram, green gram, black gram and beans are processed in large scale pulses mill using the dry pre-milling treatment. So the next process of complete milling of legumes we will see in our next video.